welcome to the MangaPod Book Club. We are a weekly podcast in which we all get together after we read all or part of a manga, then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. Yay!
Oh, yeah.
And as of right now, we're also discussing it with super low frame rate lagginess for some reason.
Awesome.
Because, okay, I have this problem with Xsplit. Dodger was having this problem when she set it up for Xsplit to stream today. Like, when I put more than one screen region in Xsplit, it gets the super laggy that you're seeing right now. Like, this happened.
It didn't used to be that way.
No, it never happened.
It used to be totally
before.
fine.
Yeah, it's never happened before. And now every single, like, my mouth is not even in connection with my words. It's horrible. It's horrible. And so
So
I
it's
don't
like
know.
you normally.
Yeah, basically. Exactly. I'm a ventriloquist usually. But yeah, no, I don't. So if anybody in chat has ever had this problem, then y'all should let us know, because it's stressful and frustrating and we just want to go back to when we were good.
Back in the day when we started on time.
That was so, yeah. Oh, when did that ever happen? When did we ever start on time?
I think there was like a couple times.
There was like one or two.
What happened?
There's one or two. Apparently,
Once.
it's not going live on the stream. Everybody is saying that it's dropped and that's not going live.
I see it.
What?
It says offline for me. Oh, there it goes.
It's just being laggy.
Okay,
Just
good.
being laggy.
Good. Oh,
It's just
God.
super
Oh,
laggy.
God, it won't let me. There we go. Sorry to everybody that just heard that commercial, because it would not let me mute. Welcome to MangaPod. We are super duper professional. If you've never joined us for MangaPod before, what we like to do is give you a short, spoiler-free description of the manga that we've read, and then we will also give you our spoiler-free recommendations about whether or not we think you should go and read the manga. So, you know, if you decide not to watch and don't want to be spoiled, and then you go and read it and you're like, oh, this was crap, why didn't I not just watch? Then you can't blame us, because we'll have said whether we gave you a recommendation or not, you know? You know?
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. But before we get into what we discussed before we give the description of what we discussed this week, we have a very special person with a birthday. Can you believe?
Who?
Who is it?
Who?
Huh? What?
The guy with the cup.
The guy with the cup.
Oh!
Oh! It's so pretty. Every single one of you looks so pixely but me, so I don't know. Oh, it's getting so bad, this lag. I'm just watching us be like, but yes.
Best part is that will look even funnier now. Anyway,
Yes.
back to birthdays.
Shall we sing happy birthday?
Oh my gosh.
3, 2, 1. Happy
Happy
birthday to you.
Woo!
Happy birthday to you.
Woo!
Happy birthday, dear Jazza. Happy birthday to
You.
Everybody is saying that Oh yeah, happy birthday!
That was actually like the best.
That was the best
That
one
was
that
actually the
we've
best
done.
one I've heard.
That was the best one we've done. Yeah, basically.
Good.
To everybody in chat saying that I need to adjust my settings for JustinTV, I did that. So I don't know what's happening. Guys, this is the first time for everything. We used to stream on Twitch, and then we do not do that anymore, which is why it's flagged for inappropriate content. I'm working on getting that taken off, because I promise if this is your first time joining us for MangaPod, we're not that inappropriate.
Yeah, it's
We
not
say the F word sometimes.
Yeah, we say the F word, and sometimes we talk about Titan sex and incest. But, you know, it's an inside joke.
But we're not that inappropriate,
We're not that
okay?
inappropriate.
Those things, commonplace.
Hey, we're talking about manga. Come on, it's bound to pop up those conversations.
What's
the manga we're talking about next week? Well, that's.
Oh god, I'm so excited. That's spoilers. That is spoilers for end of MangaPod. So
That's spoilers for MangaPod.
That's a spoiler for MangaPod. Okay, this week we read The Melancholy of... I started thinking about Daz's birthday while I was talking. We read The Melancholy of Haruhi Suzumiya. We read chapters 1 through 14. Lovely birthday boy. Are you okay? Are you crying? Did our song move you?
It did.
That's
Two
what happened,
tears?
I'm sure.
It was beautiful.
Thank you.
So
We know.
good.
Yeah,
We
thanks,
know.
I know.
If
You're
anybody...
such good singers.
If anybody wants to have that as their ringtone, I don't blame you. Please post it on Tumblr. Everybody's crying.
And that could be a message tone of us crying.
I was just sobbing.
Get an email.
Alright.
Read it.
Alright, I can't see out of my glasses.
Oh.
Kion is your ordinary high school freshman who has long given up on his childhood dreams of encountering the fantastic and supernatural. Or so he thought. From the very first day of school, his classmate, the beautiful but eccentric Haruhi Suzumiya, makes it very clear that her only desire is to meet aliens, time travelers, and espers. A chance conversation between the two inspires Haruhi to form the SOS Brigade, a school club created for the sole purpose of getting these supernatural beings together. The initial members consist of the mute bookworm, Yuki Nagato, a timid but voluptuous Mikuru Asahina, and the polite and ever-smiling and bastard Itsuki Koizumi. That's it.
Yeah.
I like how
And
you
I-
whispered Asahina. Like, Asahina.
I just want to show you guys my shirt too, if you've noticed.
I can't see. It's
SOS Brigade.
Oh, SOS
Yeah.
Brigade. Oh, cool. Aww. That's cool.
It says.
Are you
it
saying...
It says my name is John Smith.
Nice.
If you...
We know that joke. We read far enough.
We read... Yeah. Spoilers. Spoilers.
I didn't plan that or anything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we have to read as many chapters as it takes for my shirt to make sense.
You want to stop at 13? I don't think so. Yes, so that is what we read this week. Now we are going to give you our spoiler-free recommendations about whether we think you should spend time reading this manga or not. So, who would like to go first?
I'm gonna go first.
Go, girl.
I knew ahead of time what this was about. This has been recommended to me many times, and I never went for it because it sounded like something I would find really boring, and it sounded very harem-esque, which if you've watched enough of these, you know that that's not always my bag. So I was like, this probably isn't going to be good. And I actually enjoyed it a lot. I would definitely recommend it. So.
Good. Awesome. Daza.
Okay, I'll save mine for last.
Yoku.
Oh, alright, I'll go next. I've seen the anime before. And, well, the thing is, I didn't watch the anime for a long time because... I think it was because of the fan base. Because the fan base can get very weird sometimes.
Well, it's a weird manga.
Yeah.
Weird anime, I'm sure.
Yeah. So, but the thing is, when I watched it, I loved the anime so much. A lot more than I thought I would. Maybe because I went in with really low expectations when I watched it. And going through the manga, it was entertaining. It was kind of, it was the anime with manga. So... I recommend it. It's great. It's great. Don't if you're one of those people that is kind of scared to check it out because of how like the fan base that it has, kind of like I was, give it a read or give it a watch. I'd recommend watching it, but that's just me.
Sweet. Okay. So this is going to be a very hard manga pod for me because I am very bad at being confident in my opinions when I don't necessarily like things that everybody else liked.
Oh, you didn't like it?
It's not that I didn't hate it, but I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I was going to. So I'm not going to say I would not recommend it, but I did not like it very much. So, but I know a lot of people that would, and I know it has a very strong following. So I do recommend just checking it out and finding out for yourself how you feel about it. So
Cool.
Haruhi Suzumiya. There is a reason why I chose Haruhi Suzumiya for my birthday. And that's because
For my
it's my number one.
Sorry.
Because it was my birth, yeah.
because of my birth.
It's my favorite anime of all time. And it's the anime that got me into anime.
Aw.
Yeah,
basically.
I remember you telling me that.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So when it came time to choose manga, I had the choice of this or Railgun because I love Railgun as well. And I was like, well, I haven't read the Haruhi manga, so why not go forth and read it? You know, open you guys up to it. Open. And I'm sorry. Because I didn't particularly like the manga all too much.
Aww.
Because I've read, like, I've watched the anime that many times, it's not funny, and I love it every time I watch it. I've read the books, I own the books, like the light novels, and I love reading them. It's just, the manga is, it's different, but not in a way that I think Haruhi should be portrayed different.
Okay.
There are a lot of other mediums where you can get the exact same story, but done in a better way. So
Interesting.
This is gonna be an interesting manga.
I was gonna say, we're not typically, like, deviated this way.
I know, we're not, like, usually this far apart from, like, different, yeah.
I will admit, though, there are some things that I think the manga did quite well, so we'll get into that a bit later, though. So,
Holla.
well, I recommend it to fans of the anime to check out and see what differences there are, and especially the fact there's a chapter in the manga which wasn't actually animated at all.
Oh.
But other than that, don't bother. I mean, if you've got time and you're bored and it's sitting there, why not? But I wouldn't personally say go out and read it. If you do want to read a good Haruhi manga, there's The Disappearance of Yuki-chan, or Yuki Nagacho-chan, which is really good. Read that instead.
Was that a prequel? Or...
No, it's set in a different universe to a certain Haruhi story that you guys don't know about yet. So.
Oh, okay.
Alrighty.
Interesting. Well, this is gonna be a knock your socks off interesting manga pod right here. So yes, that is as spoiler-free as this manga pod is going to get. So if you care about spoilers, then you should take your leave now. We will not be rotten bacon butts if this is your first time joining us. We like to call people who spoil rotten bacon butts. And also, if you don't want to be a rotten bacon butt, do not post spoilers in the chat or things that could be taken as a spoiler. You will be timed out the first time and you will be banned the second time. We take spoilers very seriously. Yes. Yes.
I was just about to say, we've read up to Bamboo Leaf Rhapsody, and everything past Mystical Sign in the first season, we haven't read yet, so no spoilers for that.
Mm-hmm.
That went right over my
Okay.
yeah.
That would make sense to people who know spoilers.
Okay. I'm glad I wasn't the only one that was just like, okay. So, okay, yeah, spoiler free as it's gonna get. So take your leave, pretty faces. If you do, hold up, wait, come back. If you do want to see our chat, you can come back after you read the manga to HappiLeeErin on YouTube, and you'll be able to watch the VOD of this there. BTWs. Also, the VOD will be going up later than it used to because I could not find the upload straight to YouTube option on JustinTV like Twitch has, and so MangaPod used to go up immediately after the show, but now it will probably be up a day or two later because I'll have to download it and transcode it and do all sorts of really fun things. So just so you know that is going to be happening. But let's dive in, shall we?
Yeah, get out of here if you don't want to be here.
Get
out of
out.
here. Get out of here. Get out of here. Okay.
2,
Spoiler start.
1. Haruhi is God. Boom.
Oh my god. Man.
Whoa. We started off so strong.
I'll rephrase that. There's different interpretations of Haruhi by the 3 members that one thinks she is God. There we go.
That is true.
There we go.
There you go.
Cool.
So if you didn't leave, now you're probably...
Sucker.
Yeah.
Should've left.
Suckers. Okay, so we've had 2 people here who have not watched the anime, and we have 2 people here who did. Yeah, me too. So, what were your guys' expectations going into this? Which is usually the question we start out with. So.
I can start.
Okay.
So, when I was originally told that I needed to watch the anime for Haruhi Suzumiya, it was because it was apparently super weird. That's all that anybody could ever tell me is, no, you have to watch it. It's so weird. And so I was expecting something super, like, I expected it to make no sense. I expected there to be no plot. I expected it to be just like, you know, they're anime like that. They're manga like that, where just nothing makes any sense. And I was prepared mentally for that. And so I think because that was my expectation, I was really excited that it was super weird, but had a nice framework to it. Like, I like the plot a lot.
Yeah.
So I wound up enjoying it way more than I thought I was going to. And now I'm actually really excited to watch anime, and I want to read more of the manga. So, yeah, that's how it happened for me.
Can I rebut that for a sec?
Rebuck?
Rebut.
Oh, rebut.
Rebut.
He wants a rebuttal, yes?
Yeah.
Yes. Definitely watch the anime, definitely, but don't read any more of the manga, read the light novels.
Okay.
They're available. Also, Crunchyroll has the anime, so except
I do know that. Yeah.
except the movie, which good luck trying to find legally in America.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ooh, America.
Boo.
I don't have it next. Oh, I do have it next to me. Haha.
Oh, he's gonna brag. For me personally, I have had it recommended to me numerous times, exactly like you, Dodger, but I didn't know anything about it. All I knew is that people were like, it's so good. It's really good. You need to watch it. And I was like, okay. So going into the manga, I knew nothing except the anime is fantastic and the summary. And so I was really, really let down because it wasn't amazing to me. Like, I loved when they would get into, the darker plot with Haruhi being the center of the world and, like, her mental state holding the world together and the idea that this world could be her dream and her creation. Like, I loved that. But then otherwise, I was like, I couldn't get invested in any of the characters. I was really bored by all of them, so, which we'll go into a little bit more. But my expectations were let down because the only expectation I had was that it was going to be really good. So.
But the anime was gonna be very good.
Yeah.
But me, I haven't seen the anime in years. It's been a while since I watched it, and I haven't seen the movie yet either, which I probably should get around to doing. I know, man. Don't look at me like that. I know, like that's something that I've been meaning to watch ever since it's came out.
Does your shirt just say Jim, and that's it?
Huh?
Does your shirt just say Jim, and that's it?
Jim? Oh, it's Jim Cafe. I used to work at this.
I was like,
I was like, Anyway,
Suddenly telling us to work out.
Yeah, seriously.
Yoku just starts lifting weights during MangaPod.
Yeah, he's like, well, let me tell you about.
I just lift weights non-stop. Just, that's why I wear this shirt. It's inspiration when I wake up and look in the morning. But what was I talking about? The movie? Yeah, I'm gonna watch the movie. Okay, let's end it with that. But the manga, I went into the manga, and since I've seen the anime such a long time ago, I everything's not clear to me. I don't remember everything. I remember some moments that I was just like totally crazy over. I really loved back in the anime, and I still remembered like the main plot points and plot twists, but I couldn't remember all the details. So I couldn't tell if it's like exactly like, I guess, adapted. Like the manga is exactly adapted or not, so I couldn't really tell the differences completely in everything because it's been years since I've seen it. And the way I watched this was I watched it in one go, like one sitting. That's how I watched it back then. So it's kind of, it was like in the moment back when I watched it. So I don't know. It was enjoyable. It was kind of cool because there was parts where I was reading out and was going like, oh, I kind of remember something like this happening. You know, it was kind of cool remembering some of these moments, but I do remember enjoying the anime much more. That's the thing. So I was a little bit disappointed in a way that I didn't enjoy it as much as the anime, but it was still pretty good.
Sweet.
Yep.
Daza, have you read the manga before? You said you read some chapters, right?
I read like the first 2 chapters.
Okay.
That was like years ago though, so I forgot what they were like.
What came first?
The light novels.
So it went light novels, anime, manga, or light novels, manga, anime?
Well, went light novel, then split.
Oh, they started at the same time?
I don't know when I don't know when they started differently. I know the anime was in 2006. So the manga
Yeah,
could
anime
be
is April 2006, and manga is
September 2005.
So manga started first. but-
Manga and then anime.
just a little bit.
Yeah, but it still doesn't mean they're not. Let's get into what my take is.
Okay, Casa.
I regularly rewatch Haruhi. Like the last time I rewatched it, I think was back in August-ish. I had a marathon with a friend. We watched the entire thing, including all of the Endless State episodes. Which was hard.
I
I'll
remember
admit,
you
but
tweeting
we
about
did.
that.
Yeah, we were tweeting. But yeah, it was. So I've got it fresh in my mind, and I regularly rewatch it. And the entire time I was reading it, like the manga, all I could think was Crispin Freeman's narration during it, because Crispin Freeman plays Kion, and he narrates the entire thing, which is
So good.
yeah. See, Aaron, see what I mean? See what I mean?
Crispin Freeman, I'm there.
Man.
I'm in.
But going into the manga, I wasn't expecting a straight adaptation from the anime because I do know that the anime does take some liberties, being from Kyoto Animation, if you know who Kyoto Animation are.
They did free.
They did Free. They're doing Free season 2.
They're doing free season 2?
Yeah.
That's all they did. Yeah, right.
That's all.
They
That's it.
so
That's the only
there's
thing
a lot of-
noteworthy.
they take a lot of liberties
I'm gonna
and
get all sorts of flamed for that. Sorry, Dazza, go on.
and the anime is just so amazing. Like, I know it's been said that it's fantastic, but it is. It's just so good how they do it. And this was the anime that put Kyoto Animation on the map as well, so
I didn't know that.
yeah. Going to the manga, I was like, it can't be that good. It can't be as good, you know?
Yeah.
So I had the thought in my mind that it wasn't be as good. And while there were some parts I think actually like where they deviated from like the anime, and there was like different parts they adapted different scenes differently. There were some parts that were actually done in the club room, that were actually done outside, and there's a whole bunch of stuff that's done differently. The main gist of it was still there, which was good, but it just felt like, as Aaron said, the characters were shallow. They stripped all the characterization out of them. But I will say they did some panels well. Like when Haruhi was around the world, kind of on the ball, those panels were really good. And the art did get better throughout. But the strip of characters, I didn't expect that they were going to strip the characters out. And I didn't expect really to have stuff that wasn't actually animated as well. So that was a nice surprise. But honestly, it didn't exceed my expectations, and it actually was worse than what I was thinking, so
Damn, you kind of went in with low expectations and it was worse.
yeah.
That's sad.
This is sad.
Happy
If
birthday, Dad.
Happy birthday! I have a question, Dazza. If you
Yeah.
had never seen the anime before reading the manga, do you think your opinion would be different?
Probably.
Probably. Okay.
But I probably wouldn't have gone to watch the anime afterwards.
Yeah. That was something.
Because
Gosh.
because like reading a lot of manga now, I can now safely say after we've done this for a year that it's got a lot of the tropes that was started in Haruhi. Like Haruhi started off like school-based tropes. It was one of the ones who started off the weird clubs and all that kind of stuff. There wasn't stuff before Haruhi that really did that as much. And now, looking back at what we've read and what I've seen in anime, it's just like, what's the point in watching just another show like that?
Mm-hmm.
Because
For the physics. That's the thing that I loved about it. Sorry, keep going.
and that was another thing that I disagreed with the manga as well, because they got rid of a lot of the good stuff like that. The anime deeps, goes into more depth. That's the word. Goes into more depth. So, which is really good.
Dodger, what did you mean by physics? I want to hear your opinion.
Oh god, I fucking loved it. I loved the fact that like the reasons that I I didn't really, thinking about it now, I don't really care about the characters either. I don't care if some person is in love with some person and they live happily ever after. I don't care if somebody dies. Like, I'm not connected to them. So you guys are definitely spot on with that. But I love the core concepts. Like, all of these people that are suddenly in his life are there because she wanted them to be there, and they came into being because that's what she wanted. And I loved that after like that huge calamity that happened at the school and he kissed her, I loved that the next time he saw that Esper dude, he was like, hey, it's good to see you again. I mean, this might just be a whole new universe she's created and we don't know the difference, but hey, it's, you know, maybe he fixed a thing. And it's like,
Yeah.
you don't even know. Like, we don't even know if he fixed anything or if the same thing just happened again and she created a new universe. Like, we don't know. And I thought that was awesome. And if it continued to have those elements and it got deeper and deeper and deeper, I would be just like in.
Yeah.
Dodger,
Yes.
watch the anime. Just
Okay.
I'm not kidding. It's
See, that's the thing.
That's what
It's
made me
mind-blowing.
so excited about it.
Mind-blowing. That's what
Yeah.
it is.
See, that's what I agree. Like, I agree 100% with that. Like, I loved the whole concept of the world revolving around her, and that's that scene when they get trapped, when they wake up and they're in that. That's what made, when I was reading that, I was like, okay, I can really, really get into this. This is dope. This is a really cool, interesting plot. And then they went back to doing like the daily life things, and I wasn't invested enough in the characters to care about that stuff. But I do agree that the entire plot of the world revolving around her, and that you don't know if every single like scene is a different thing that she's created inside. Like, are they alive or are they not? Did she just create them? I think that whole thing is incredibly interesting as well.
Yeah, and like what Dazza was saying, we read so many manga, we watch so many anime that have like some of these similar things where it's like a person finds their life super boring, and then all of a sudden like these things that they only dream of start happening, or people that they've always wanted to be around start showing up. And when I was first reading it, I was like, really? There's an alien?
Yeah.
Really? Now there's a time traveler? I was like, God, shut up. Shut up, manga.
What's kind of funny is that he kind of played a joke down that as well, though.
Yeah.
Because he's after like the whole time travel, after he talked to
He talked to the next guy and
he's like,
"An
oh, yeah,
Esper."
you're probably
You're
an
an
Esper.
Esper,
then.
and then he's like,
He's like, yeah.
ah.
I wasn't gonna
He was
tell
just like-
you, and he's like, I'm done. I'm
He's
over
like,
this. So over this. It's just like
That was
pieces
awesome.
out. But I thought that was awesome that like they lead you into feeling like, oh my god. But then there's a reason for it. Like, everything has a reason. It all is like coming together for a reason, no matter how ridiculous it feels. And I think that that's awesome.
Yeah.
So.
That it's very planned out, like writing wise. Do you think? Or
Yeah. I mean,
okay.
yes, Dazza.
I'm not saying, I'm just trying to lead towards something. You guys can totally disagree. I'm not saying that's my opinion.
Like Dodger said, the main concept of it is fantastic. You've got a god or an entity who creates things out of nowhere and changes the world, but has no idea she does it. And then she's got this rational mind. Because when Kyon went up to Haruhi and said, you know, they're all time travels and stuff, she's like, ha, you're funny. Now buy my food for me.
Yeah, she didn't.
You know?
Yeah, she didn't believe
She
it.
doesn't believe it. And
Yeah.
it's absolutely fantastic. And the core concept of Haruhi is just so amazing. You know? And going around her, like, even when they're doing the baseball game, which is one of my most hated sections of the manga and the series itself, because it's boring, it's dull.
Sports hater,
You know?
man. He's
Sports
a
hater.
sports manga hater.
Hater.
Serious.
No, but it's just a really dull game. But you still get to learn the insides and outs of Haruhi's mentality with that. You know, she's losing a game that she really wants to win, so she's going to destroy the universe.
Yeah.
Yeah, talking
Yeah.
about that sports section, I like that they actually use like sports manga cliches
Yeah.
during
I
that.
agree.
Like all the guys like having like these like crazy like depressed faces, you know, all the
Yeah.
other
Yeah.
teams and stuff. That wasn't happening throughout the manga series before, but then like when they got to
It
the sports
stood
thing, that's
out
what
big
that's
time.
what happens in sports manga usually. So I like that they kind of added that. Definitely was a little plus.
Mm.
That's That's it. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. That was my opinion of the
The
sports.
thing that I loved about the whole baseball thing was like, at first they were all like, oh, we'll just play a little baseball game just to, appease her. It's like, what's the worst that could happen? And then halfway through the game, they're like, we have to win this game or the world could end. I was just like, come on, you guys, really?
I'm like, Keon, do you not get
Keon.
it? Keon. I know, I'm just joking.
No.
No.
Main dude.
There we go.
Main dude. I'm like, by this point, I'm like, do you not understand that she needs to be a stable mind, or you're gonna like have the world explode? You're gonna have to deal with that. It's like, just help her win the game right off the bat. Don't be so difficult. But I did think that the fact that he just like grabbed all these randos and put it together like his little sister, I thought that was really funny.
I thought that was really funny too.
Could
I
you
was like,
imagine being like
really?
a
That's
world-class
okay.
sports team and being beaten by a 10-year-old?
I know. Like the best thing. Speaking of, okay, how do you say it? Keon?
Keon.
I know how it's spelled. I'm just, I feel like an
no,
idiot
no,
now
someone-
that I can't
someone
pronounce
asked in
it
the
right.
chat.
Oh, okay.
Someone in the chat was asking.
How did you guys, what were your guys' opinions on him? I, at times, really loved his voice and how he narrated it, and then there were other times where I was like, I think for the most part, he was probably my favorite character, but, because I did like how, at first he felt very stereotypical, later on it felt like he had a little bit more of the sarcastic edge, and as he slowly just became more accepting, his one-liners of like, oh, come on, or, oh, dear God.
We're like really weak.
We're really weak, and I just thought that even added like a little bit more personality to him. But yeah, he was the one that I enjoyed the most. What were your guys' opinions on him?
I thought it was hilarious that, and this is probably just like the art changing over time, but like his face was like really round and then it slowly elongated, like the longer that we read the manga, and I was like, is this on purpose? Everybody else looks mostly the same. It's like, what's happening to your face? It was very strange to me. But I also couldn't tell the difference between him and his like normal BFF.
Yeah! I had trouble like that.
Like a few chapters.
I had
I was
trouble
like,
that too.
what's happening? And then I realized, oh, it's that okay. And I actually went back to chapter 1 and was like, okay. Okay. I get it now. But no, I mean, I liked him. I wasn't, I don't know. He does the standard thing where he's like, God, all these ladies are hot.
That
Like,
part I was like,
I would date any of them. I was just like, dang it, dude.
no, don't become that stereotypical. But then I was thinking, is he like, yeah?
Oh, no, keep going.
Oh, no, yours is probably better worded than mine. I was just gonna kind of blubber.
All I was gonna say is, like, obviously it's realistic for a dude to be around a bunch of hot girls and be like, yeah, this is awesome. Like, I'm not saying that that's unrealistic. I'm saying that it looks like the beginning of a progression where he's going to be like, I'm going to date you, and I want to date you, and I'm going to date you, and I'm in love with all of you. What do I do? And I'm just like, don't do that, please. Like, I don't want to deal with that.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with the whole, like, super harem where he can't decide which girl he wants, and all the girls want his body. I'm just like, stop, no.
I mean, Nagato will never want his body, right?
I know.
Like, she's changing, but I don't think that she's ever going to be like, I want to touch your ding-a-ling. I feel like it's not going to happen. But
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't know. I'm trying desperately not to look at Daz's face in case he's, like, giving away anything.
I just want to disagree. I just want to disagree with you because reading what we've read, right? Going by what we've read, you can clearly see that he has an interest in Mikuru, because of her body, right? But I don't think he really has an interest in anyone else.
Do you think?
Even when he kissed Haruhi,
he was just
afterwards,
like,
he's just
to
like,
stop a thing.
I wish like it would be cool if I kissed Asahina.
Yeah.
Instead of
So I can't disagree with the fact that he's like, I like her, I like her, I like her. I mean, first day of high school, you definitely, all guys are like, yep, she's hot, she's hot, she's hot. I'm going to check her out because she'll be hot in 2 years. She's hot.
She'll be.
Stick that in the bank. Come back to it later.
No, what you do
We'll
is
watch it evolve a little bit, let it simmer.
Bookmarked.
Bookmarks.
No, you meet up and you hang out with a girl that you think is going to be hot. And then when she gets hot, you go out with her. It works.
Thinking ahead, buddy.
Oh, that's what happens.
Is that how that works? Okay.
Oh, yeah. So I think Kion's more of just a one lady guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I think. I mean, Taniguchi, on the other hand, his friend he's a bastard.
Oh, we must have touched everybody, yeah.
I mean, I like Taniguchi as a character, but he's a bastard.
Wait. Oh, okay. Took me a second. I was like, that's. Wait a minute. You think? Oh, okay. I realized that you can appreciate somebody as a bastard and still like them as a character.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I love this bastard.
I love this bastard.
Bastard is my favorite.
Anyway, Kion. Okay, let's talk about Kion for a second. I like Kion. Kion, I find very interesting because we don't actually know his real name.
Yeah, it's just a nickname.
Yeah.
Kion.
It's just his nickname.
Yeah.
And we don't actually know his sister's name either. It's just Kion's little sister.
Yeah. Yeah, he got the nickname Kion because his little sister started calling him that.
Exactly. So, well, actually, it's because his aunt was calling him that. And his little sister picked it
I
up.
didn't
But
remember that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was in like the last chapter.
Was it?
Yeah, it was
yeah,
when his little sister.
it was in the basketball.
When his little sister came in. Basketball.
Baseball.
You've been watching too much Kuroko.
I have. I will admit.
It's in the best.
So good.
But it was when his little sister came into the room and like hugged him. It was like,
Yeah.
Kion,
I remember
Kion,
that
Kion.
panel.
Yeah, and he goes,
Kion,
it's
Kion.
because of you that nickname got around.
He
It
said,
was
"Don't
just like
stop
one
calling me
dialogue.
that."
Yeah. It's literally like one dialogue.
Yeah. But at the start, he felt generic, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like looking at the manga, he didn't feel fleshed out. It felt like the narrator was just going by what was written in the light novel and not actually using the right tone to correspond with the right images. You know, it made him feel lame. You know, like we couldn't get behind him. And I was very bored actually reading his monologue because most of it's like his monologue. But as it did go on, he did get more sarcastic and more accepting, which I found nice and interesting, and his art style definitely did get better. I will admit, the first few chapters.
Yeah.
But it just, like I said about all the characters, he just feels, there's like something that is there, there's some inspiration, there's something that you know is there, and you can clearly tell that he's witty and sarcastic and that he's very informed, but the writer just doesn't portray it very well.
Mm-hmm.
The manga writer, I'll admit.
Yeah.
The adapter, I should say. So it makes me quite sad. What was I going to say? I've forgotten. Yoku.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree that he was a bit boring. Like I remember going back again to my anime experience. I remember when I watched it, one of the reasons why I used to tell people like to check out the anime was because there's this like really cool character Kion. Like I really liked him. He was so witty. He was a cynical bastard, pretty much. That's what he was.
Everyone's a bastard.
Everybody.
Oh, he's just a whole different level
He didn't come
of Crispin
across that
Freeman
way
bastard.
to me in the manga at all.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Plus, hearing that monologue with Crispin Freeman's voice makes it so much better.
Oh,
Like,
God.
like it's on a whole different level. It's crazy. So when reading in the manga, he was kind of, I guess he got a little bit more interesting, but he was kind of he didn't have, I guess, that same I don't even know how to say it. Yeah, he didn't like hook me like as a character.
Yeah, he was missing something, and it's not just in my opinion, it's not just the voice actor that did it. I mean, yes, I was reading along and I felt like Crispin Freeman was speaking to me because his Japanese.
Can everybody go and tweet at Crispin Freeman? Daz, that felt like you were speaking to him.
He knows who I am. Don't do that.
I
That
know.
was the funniest thing ever.
I felt like
was
Crispin Freeman was speaking to me.
I felt like Crispin Freeman was speaking to me. Oh, it's like,
But
Oh, it's beautiful.
But
Uh-huh.
but
Uh-huh.
but
But-
his Japanese voice actor is just as amazing as well. So it's not just a case of the voice actor being the guy that embodies Kyon. It's Kyon is the character that helps embody the voice actor.
Mm-hmm.
And there was just no embodiment here. Like as I was listening to Kristen Freeman in my head speak as Kyon and reading along, there was just missing pieces there that just didn't fit in, and it didn't feel like Kyon was speaking to me. It felt like words on a page speaking to me.
Yeah, it felt like somebody was reading it. Like,
Yeah.
It felt like a fan fiction.
Ice cold.
That, mind you, that could be the translation that I read. So
yeah,
That's possibly.
that could be it as
possible.
well.
But that was like, I thought he was very generic at the beginning, and then as he got on, like I was saying, I said he gets more sarcastic, and that gives him a little bit more personality. But I felt the same about all the characters, that I was just like, there was something missing for them, for me to like them. Like, it felt like I was on the edge of enjoying them, but they didn't have just that one little push. There was just one little push. They didn't push me over the edge to enjoy them. Like, they needed just one little thing. I don't know what it was, but there was just, I could not get invested in them. Every time someone came in, I was like, okay, you seem interesting. Like, I think you could be really cool. And then I was just like, by a chapter 2 in, I was like, okay.
That's too bad.
I know, it sucked, because, like, I never try to be the person that's, because you were saying that Haruhi was the one that kind of set up all those tropes about school, like, weird clubs and those characters and stuff. And so when I first watch it, I never think, okay, these are stereotypical like this, but that doesn't mean it's not going to surprise me or it's not going to be bad. But still, by the end, for me, there was something missing, that I couldn't get invested into the characters or care about them.
See, when I say it sets up all the stuff, it sets it up, but it still does it better than the people who tried to emulate it. Another comparison I have is K-On! Because K-On! Was pretty much the one who started the whole moe trend. Yeah. You know, the big eyes, the doing nothing anime, right, which people hate. But K-On! Did it in a way that was so good that no other show was able to emulate it perfectly. And Haruhi is pretty much the same as that.
Right.
So when you do watch anime, you will be surprised about how good it actually is. I'll be honest.
I'm still going to watch the anime.
You have to watch it.
I will. Wait, okay. Okay. Shh. Does Crispin Freeman voice anyone?
He'll speak to you on
Speaking to me right now.
Speaking to me.
Our Lord and Savior, Crispin
Our
Freeman.
Lord and Savior, Crispin Freeman. Oh, man.
Actually, never mind. It's Alucard speaking this time. No.
She's, what are you doing here? Don't throw the stop sign, no.
Oh, this has got off track.
What do you mean, huh?
Yoku, what were your thoughts on all the characters?
Oh, now we're going to all the characters. It's kind of, I guess.
What was your thought on Haruhi? There, I'll pick
Haruhi.
one for you.
I guess the concept of Haruhi is very cool.
Thumbs up.
I'm not talking about series, but like her, like what, how she doesn't like know that she's a god, or it's her dream. It might be her dream. Like it was crazy. Like how she woke up. Like I wonder. She definitely thought she had a weird dream that one time when she woke up. You know, the whole pigtail thing, because she like came to school the next day wearing the whole pigtail and stuff. So like, I kind of wanted to know a little bit more of that. Like it would have been better if like we kind of saw like in her mind a little bit, because the whole time it was Kyon. It was like, oh, Kyon doing this, Kyon doing that. He kind of like narrated that whole situation, but it would have been kind of better if we saw like at the side of her as well, in that scene. But when it comes to all the characters, I agree. Like the characters is definitely not the strong suit when it comes to the manga. That's not like, you're not gonna be like, check out the series because the characters are awesome. Like the Haruhi manga has the best characters of 2014. You know, it's not like that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't really have anything else to add. I did love the characters in the anime. What's his name? I have to look up his name.
Koizumi?
The
Esper.
Esper. Yeah, Koizumi was awesome. Like since just his introduction, I guess I like his like character type because he's always the guy that's always like smiling.
Yeah.
Always like yeah, and then
Yeah.
he's like really
Yeah.
he's just
I
like
do like
Solo
his,
so
I like his
much.
character. Yeah.
like
I
that's
love his
that's
characters.
I love his
that's one of my
characters, too,
favorite
yeah.
character types. So like that was like he's definitely one of my favorite. And he did have some cool moments like during the whole car drive when he like officially told Kyon that he's an Esper. He's like, "Oh, remember when I told you I was
That
an
happened
Esper?"
in the anime, not the manga.
What?
No.
The car
drive.
scenes happened in the manga.
Did it?
Yeah.
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 Dazzle, we know that you didn't like it as much, but you didn't
You
have to
fail.
zone it out. Get out.
Fail as a fan. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, he was really cool during the car scene.
Yeah, because it went dark. It got dark.
Yeah,
That's like Dodger said.
exactly.
Like during the dark moments, like it was just kind of like you were like, "Oh, this is so cool." But like
So
when it kind of
immersed.
went lighthearted and went back to the club, and it was just like, "Oh, this." He's just kind of like looking over.
Yeah. Oh man, and that's the car conversation is when they first introduced the idea that
Of the god.
that like 3 years is important.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Like
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. as
like
well.
she came from 3 years in the future and the world might have started 3 years ago, which makes you wonder, okay, has she just been like restarting this universe every time she gets bored?
Yeah.
Like, has this universe just been in a loop forever? And they're all just creations of her brain that just keep like dying off and coming back and dying off and coming back. And I was just like, oh my God.
That's
Yeah.
just mind blowing.
I
Yeah.
can't.
When you think about that, you're like,
So many thoughts.
Like, how am I supposed to comprehend this?
Yeah.
But we know what happened 3 years ago.
silence.
I like how no one's paying attention.
No, you said we know.
We do know what happened.
Where, Kyon went back in time and helped her do the thing? That's... Okay, explain that to me, because I must have missed the full significance of that whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is there something that we missed, or is
Yeah.
there something that just hasn't been explained yet
Yeah.
and you're jumping?
No,
Yeah.
no, it has been explained.
Okay.
The significance of 3 years ago is when Kyon went back to the past.
Right.
Right? Haruhi was bored. Yes. So she wanted to go and, of course, take a message up to the stars.
Uh-huh.
Right? But being like they went to the past, she was like, I'm bored and I don't think I can go on. And he's like, but what if the world was better if it had
Okay.
espers, aliens, and time travelers?
Okay. So, yeah, so that's what
And
he's...
then there was the massive time quake. And that
Okay, so that's what they meant earlier in the series when they were like, "You're the
Yes.
one that caused this." Okay, that was really subtle when he was in the past. For some reason, I didn't clue into that when he was in the past. But
I will admit that that's my favorite episode of the anime. That's why I wanted to read it in the manga.
Mm.
Wasn't as good in the manga.
Gotcha.
Yeah, like because they said before that they were like, "You're the reason for this. Like, you're the one who made her start that thought." And I was
I know.
was like,
I had wondered if I
"What?"
missed something at the beginning of like the first time that they talked.
Okay,
But I also did I remember him saying like, yeah, would the world be better with like all these things, la la la, like
Yeah.
and it
It
didn't
went over the head.
it didn't click to me that like
See,
that would have been significant. some
Haruhi,
reason.
you have to think fourth dimensionally.
uh-huh.
It's a very much timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly ball of things.
yes.
So,
Mhm.
it is when Dodger said that the writing is very good, it's
very
very good.
Yeah.
Like, there's stuff that's happened in like the first few chapters that you guys will blow your mind when you find out.
Yeah.
Blow your mind.
I look forward to my mind exploding.
Me too.
What did you guys think of the Titans? The space and stuff.
Titans.
The giant,
big, like-
the giant
Yeah, no,
light
like
monsters.
yeah,
Oh,
it's like
God,
it's
I
like
was
Titans
like-
from Attack on Titan.
Oh
They're
my
big
god,
like that.
you guys, you know what there needs to be a doujinshi of? It's the Titans from Haruhi and the Titans from Attack on Titan just banging each other.
They just touch each other.
There might be one already
No,
out there.
no, you need Eren banging
Yes,
Haruhi
yes,
and banging her
yes,
Titan.
I agree. Yes.
In Titan form. Yep, done.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Comic Cat, get on that.
Come on.
What have you been doing with your days that this doesn't exist?
But no,
I liked them, but I like really like big nondescript creatures. Is that weird?
no, I loved them.
I think that they look really interesting, even though there's like nothing to them. I was like,
Yeah, they
I
look
like
so
that they're just
like-
like, like just big white things that are just like.
Yeah. I agree. No, I thought the entire scene of Koizumi telling Keon about the whole Haruhi like being God in his organization's thought, that scene was really well written to me. Like, that scene gripped me. I was so interested, and I think it's because they were explaining the plot with it. Haruhi having the power to alter the world, and the whole world revolving around her, and just going into that, which I thought was incredible. I thought that was really interesting with that. And I actually I wrote some notes to make myself sound smarter. But they talked about the anthropic principle. Do you guys remember that? Okay. Let me refresh it if you don't. It's the idea that the world exists because humans have observed space/the world. If man didn't exist, would space and world exist?
It's like if a tree
The
falls
NSA
like,
would
in the
be
middle of the
spying on
forest.
Just. But I thought that
It's an ecosystem. All things
Yeah.
require one another.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting.
Alright. You know how I said I don't like Koizumi? Okay?
Yes.
It's not that I don't like him, because I think he's really interesting. And I do like his scenes, but I don't trust him. Because he sounds too smart.
And it's that face.
He's too smooth. Yeah, it's that smiling face. Nobody ever. And he's the one that's been like. And he's the one who said during the date day that you should never trust somebody because their motives could be different.
That is true.
And he was like, "You're getting it now," and then he walked away with his umbrella.
That's true.
I know.
And that character with the just like constant smile is always the trickster character.
Oh, it's the trickster. Yeah.
So,
There's something that the first chapter's missed out, which I don't know if they'll put it in manga later, so I can't say it, but it explains a lot about his character. And it's just...
I'll be right back.
okay.
But yeah. Oh, no, what was it we were saying? The anthropic principle.
Oh yeah, that man, space, and time, and all of that
Exist as one.
hinge on one another in order to exist.
So you can look at it as a such of the universe requires energy, and we produce the energy for the universe because we observe it. So
Yeah, but without the universe, we wouldn't have a place to exist.
well, no, of course not, because if there was no universe, there'd be no humans. So
Exactly.
yeah.
But does the universe exist in order to
Right.
house us?
Well,
It's impossible to tell.
Ah!
No.
If we didn't exist, how would we know?
No.
Crazy.
I don't know what you guys are.
exactly. We could observe the universe of the past, but not of the future as well. We also got to think of that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like that Family Guy episode, you guys, when Stewie goes back in time and there's nothingness and he accidentally causes the Big Bang. And he's
Yes.
like, oh, without me, there would be no universe. But without the universe, I can't exist.
Stewie is Haruhi.
It is.
Okay. Speaking about that, there was also the paradox that they talked about. Remember at the end of the chapter how they were playing the chess game, and Keon was like, "I went back and changed something. Wouldn't that have caused a paradox?"
Oh.
And then Koizumi is just like, "Well, imagine if I said checkmate and took your queen, put him in his pocket." Talk. I want to hear your thoughts on this. The paradox and everything.
I have no
I
thoughts
have no
on
thoughts.
that specific situation.
There's so. This is just like too deep, man.
This is too deep for MangaPod. Too deep for MangaPod.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, he talks about he questions whether or not it would have caused a separate branch
Yeah.
in the universe, right? That there would be alternate times now, and in one time period things continued as they were, and in another time period that he's now in, things are different, right?
Yeah.
Parallel universes.
Yeah.
That's
And then oh shoot, robot alien girl was like,
Yuki.
yeah, but I mean, no one knows science. I was just like, okay.
No one knows.
the entire paradox. Oh, sorry.
The question I suppose would be, do you think Kyon went back to the past, created a paradox, and created a pocket universe, or if he was meant to go back into the past and change
And it was like
the universe?
part of
That's
it. Was
the thing.
part of it.
That's the thing. You don't know. You don't know. That's the thing. It's
That's
so
the
crazy about like paradoxes and time travel and stuff. It's like something changes.
But they've been saying this whole time that he was the cause of everything.
Maybe that has
So-
a different meaning.
Oh.
Hey, get out, Spurs, get out, get
That
out,
sounds
boys. No, the entire like, I don't know. That's always interested me in time travel shows and just that entire thing where it's like how many different
this-
universes it just keeps building. Like if something goes in the past and they change something, then something go away, or is they playing
Yeah,
it? Are they playing it out exactly like they're meant to? Which is like the whole Greek fate thing that's going on. What
The
exactly?
first time that I had to think about that was Dragon Ball Z.
right?
When Trunks like came to the
Yeah.
future and was like, came to the past and was like, I'm gonna help you guys out. Dad, I love you. And then like fought forever,
She was like,
fought for
"No."
so long, and then Trunks went back and nothing had changed.
Yeah, it
in
doesn't-
his
it
universe,
doesn't
and he
change
was like,
anything.
oh, I still live in a horrible apocalypse. And I was like, no.
But he was able to, like-
went to a parallel universe and changed their timeline.
Yeah, so that
That's
his
it.
time, that timeline could be happy, right? But then
Yeah.
it's like, was there?
But then he had to go back and be like, it's just me and my mom.
But then he killed like
Trying to
Cell like
survive.
hella fast, and everybody was like, "Whoa!" Like he killed Cell and the two androids in one episode, 120 minutes.
Yeah.
Dude, he was so
He was
strong.
so
That's-
strong.
Trunks.
Trunks, man. I didn't like
Anyways.
him. Yeah. Anyway.
Alternatively,
That was probably the first time I had to start thinking about that sort of a thing, and
Yeah.
ever since then I've been obsessed with that sort of stuff in manga and just stories in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, Star
So, you know-
Trek. Star Trek has a lot of stuff like that. That's one of the big.
Yeah.
things.
Star Trek.
guys,
Yes, Dazzy.
Back to the Future.
Huh?
That is the first thing that caused me to think about it.
Oh
You
yeah.
know, like alternate 1986.
Right.
Yeah.
And Haruhi could be very much like that. It could be like alternate universes and stuff where it could change stuff in different chapters. I'm not saying anything.
Is
but
that why there
You
are?
are saying something. You
Yeah,
just said something.
stop!
I did not. I did not because it's not actually explained. So, or alternatively, it could be like Steins Gate where it's different world lines, the butterfly effect, and the
I've never
flappy
seen
wings.
Steins Gate. I've never seen Steins Gate. Don't do that.
Ah, what the fuck, Jazz? Get out of here.
Everybody dies.
No. Stop.
You know those Titans? That's actually them.
No! I'm dropping both of you, Yoku and Daza. Yoku, I know you
just
didn't
thought
really
everybody
do
died.
anything, but by association,
You're
you're out.
I always say that though. I thought you liked. I like dying people in.
Oh, I
manga.
love people that die. Or when people die.
I love people die.
I love people who die. It's my favorite. They're my favorite kind of people. Dead people.
Yeah.
That just made me sound. Please, no one ever take that out of context. Made me
They're
sound
just gonna.
Tweet it
They're just
now.
gonna rip
Horrible.
that. Rip
No!
Tweet it now. I'll retweet
I like
it.
No! Stop!
Aaron
HappiLeeErin
2014.
2014.
Forever.
Oh God.
Anyway.
What were your favorite characters? Well, even though the characters were kind of crap, what were your favorite characters? To you.
Koizumi and Kyon.
Cool. Exactly. I too. I wasn't a big fan of any of the girls. I don't know. Their
I
personality.
did like that. There was that star mole. Remember that?
Yeah, that was the
Remember
shining
that?
lady moment. Was the star mole on her boobs?
It was so funny how he told her, like, "Oh, you don't you have a star?"
Hey, you
mole?"
got a star mole, and she's like,
It's like, what?
I didn't know that. Oh my god.
Brooke, who were your favorite characters? Or the more interesting characters to you?
I really liked Haruhi.
Yeah?
Cool.
I want to know why. I want to know.
I don't know, just because like I thought that she was, I mean, she's meant to be. She's by far the most dynamic character. And I mean, as you read more and more, like obviously her existence becomes more and more interesting. And like I don't know. I was the most invested in her because I wanted to know like what her purpose was, you know, and like if she would ever learn what her purpose was and all these other things. So
That's understandable.
everybody else felt like filler.
Yeah.
I don't know. I actually did like is her name Nagato? What is her name?
Nagato
Yeah.
Yuki.
Yuki.
I actually really like her too, and I don't know why. She's just like
She's adorable.
emotionless robot girl, but like I like. Oh my
Very
god!
logical.
Wait a minute. Can we talk about the fact that they slept for 3 years of their life?
Oh yeah! Yes, we can. Go.
When I read that, I was like, "You are handling this very well."
Oh yeah.
He was just like, "Oh, you mean we didn't time travel? We just slept? Wow!" And then they moved on.
Yeah.
Actually, it
Daza,
wasn't them
watch
sleeping.
yourself.
She actually froze time. She froze that into a different dimension, but that's okay.
But he
But
felt like
he talks about how when he visited her the first time, he was in the other room sleeping.
Yes.
And she confirmed it.
Yes.
So he was there for 3 years.
But that's how she explained it. Because if they were sleeping, they would have progressed through time, which they didn't. They
didn't
were
age.
standstill. They were
They didn't age.
frozen
like she-
in time.
Right. I understand that, but 3 years still went by.
Yeah.
What I find interesting, and something I don't think the manga did, you have to remind me of this, but how he actually asked her what was in that room. And she's like, you can't go in there at the start.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. I wasn't paying too much attention at the beginning because I wasn't very interested.
They were like,
So there's a
"Oh."
lot of stuff that I remember back. I'm like, oh yeah, that did happen.
Oh, that was the thing.
I just love the fact that that was just thrown in there and you just think, oh, whatever to it. And you look back and you're like, that's because they're in there. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
That is.
I don't
true.
think that was in the manga. Was that in the manga?
I don't know.
I don't recall that being in the manga, but I do remember that now in the anime. Just
Yoku, just throwing shit out.
Just-
Stick to
Yeah.
the wall. Stick
It's
to the
okay.
wall.
It's okay.
I'm waiting for us to meet more of like them though. Like we met 2 of them in the first like chapter, 2 chapters.
Yeah.
And they were like, there's lots of us. Some of them are radical. It's crazy. You're going to meet so many because you're around Haruhi. And then we haven't seen any in 14 chapters. I was like,
Haven't
okay.
we?
Oh golly.
Oh, dang it,
Daza! Stop it.
What? We met Asakura as well, who disappeared, remember?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, she's
At
the
the
one.
very
She's
beginning,
the
we
one
met
who
2
said
of them
that.
because we met like white-haired
Well-
girl, and then we met what?
The friend who played in the baseball match. She's got something else going on.
Oh, with the high forehead.
Mm-hmm.
She's a cutie patootie.
Yeah. She's got something. Yeah, I saw that. I was like, oh, because she looks over at Haruhi at one point when she walks out with, oh, what's the big boobed girl's name?
Mikuru.
Selena?
Mikuru?
Both.
Mikuru
That's
Asahina?
right. It's Mikuru Asahina.
When
So-
she walks out after Haruhi has forced her to change into the cheerleading outfit, the friend is up to bat, and there's this brief moment of like where the panel is on her face, and it's not explained why that is, but there's something more to her. Calling that shit.
Cool.
I think the main bad guy is going to be the Computer Research Society president. He was framed. he was framed.
He was. That was so funny. That was a pretty funny chapter.
That was really funny to me.
I know.
Where
I
he,
just
like,
like
just
that overall.
grabs her
Getting
and
the
he's like-
computer. No, just the whole getting computer part. They like.
Yeah.
She got the computer.
She's
Yeah.
very cunning. Haruhi is. I will say that about her. Like, she annoyed me, like, her personality overall, but I gotta give her props for being as cunning as she is.
Yeah.
It's like she bends reality to
like-
her will.
Well, let me give her credit for something, Gaza. I guess I can give her credit for bending reality to her will. She's really good at that.
Good job.
It's almost like she's a god.
Oh, my brain. Wow. Should we talk about art?
Yes, because we're
Since
coming. We're over an hour, so yeah, let's
Nope,
let's
yeah.
jump on art. I thought
I
it
didn't
was
like
really.
the art very much.
Okay. I was gonna
No,
say I
I
thought it was
second
really
that.
clean, but I didn't
art
like
was
it.
great.
Other than that,
That.
Yon looked weird as hell the whole time. I did not
His
like.
face was like,
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah.
The only time I think that looked good was in the color chapters.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the character designs were adapted really weirdly, and yeah, I didn't like it too much either.
I thought it was clean most of the time. Like, I could understand for the most part what was going on, but the transitions between panels were really weird. Like, sometimes I didn't understand. I'd be on one page and the next page it felt like it was a completely different scene. I was like, what
Yeah.
is happening?
I felt that way too.
And that
But at the
really-
same time, I wondered if that was on purpose.
Yeah. It still was like,
Um,
it was really confusing.
It was like there's supposed to be like a bridge of narration, which they didn't do very well. Like Kyon narrates the whole thing, but he had like weird bubbles, and it wasn't really said if it was like in the dot bubbles or it was in like the square bubbles either, and it was just
It was weird.
Right.
But I thought the art looked its best when they had the full, like, Haruhi holding the world. Like, those panels.
Oh, yeah,
looked-
definitely.
Those
Yeah,
were
definitely.
the best. Like, then I was like, this is really gorgeous. And otherwise I was like, this is blarg. And it felt weird. Like, the pacing of it
Yeah.
felt weird.
I also really liked how they adapted some of the light novel images, because if you've read light novels before, I don't know if you guys have at all.
No.
Yoku?
No.
I've read Toradora and stuff like that. I haven't read the Haruhi one yet, but I own the first couple, so I gotta get around to that.
Toradora's a light novel? Oh yeah, of course it is. What am I saying?
God
There's
damn.
10 of them, man. 10 of them.
Gaza!
Anyway,
Way to fuck that
I
up.
really liked how they adapted like the full page, like you know how they had the massive Titan monster thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually a proper panel, like a thing in the light novel, like an image, and they adapted that into the manga. I thought they did that really well, and I thought that was some of the best images too. Was the ones that were in the novels itself. But other than that,
Yeah.
I couldn't give two craps about the art, to be honest. Which makes me sad, but hey,
That was a little too squish.
Yeah, it was very squishy.
Sometimes it felt like they had drawn a person looking normal and then they just squished the body a little.
They
like-
they did ununified scaling like you can do in Premiere.
they just
They
like
just unchecked it.
Control T'd in Photoshop and they were like, oh yeah. Did not hit shift.
Yeah. No, never don't hit shift. No.
No, you gotta hit shift and then click. Come on.
Ah.
But yeah,
I get that reference. It's so good.
even,
Yoku.
I don't know. I just, even the face expressions weren't that great. Like like a lot of the times they didn't portray the emotions as well as I'd hoped they would. So
Yeah. They didn't very, very much.
that was a
either.
little bit disappointing as well. But except Kyozumi, he got it down.
Because his
creepy-ass
face never
smile.
changed.
It's always. Yeah, I see what you're feeling there.
I understand what that same
Get it.
smile I've seen before
Creeper.
means. Yeah, so the art was not anything to rave home about, really.
Right.
So, okay, let's wrap up and give our no, huh, yes.
I want to do what you know how we do like thoughts in the future. I want to hear some thoughts in the future.
Oh, we haven't done
Where do you
predictions.
spoil with
I
your face?
know.
No,
You
no,
have to
alright.
go off camera. You and Yoku
No,
both.
okay.
We're gonna hear giggles. Then he's gonna be like, hee hee.
I'll make sure I'm as Koizumi as possible.
Can you just put like a pillow on your head or something? pillowcase? Like, just cover your face?
That's ridiculous.
The anthropic principle of the world and Haruhi is that we observe each other.
That's creepy, bro.
That was horrifying. Okay, predictions. Friend of... No, guys, stop. No, you're reminding me of the gentleman, and I don't like it. From Buffy, stop it.
What? We're not nearly that ugly.
No, but you have that same smile, and it's horrifying.
How's that?
Good.
Erin, give your predictions.
I believe that the friend that I mentioned earlier is going to have a way bigger role, and it's going to be a radical or something. She's going to have a way bigger role and come back. I forgot her name.
Asahina's friend.
Asahina's friend. Yeah.
Surya.
Yeah. I believe that she's going to have a bigger role and be very important later on. That's my biggest prediction.
I predict that the world's been in a giant loop forever and ever, and that might possibly be why in the anime there are 8 episodes that are almost identical.
Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
I don't know the framework of the concept behind those 8 episodes or why they're identical, but that was one of the selling points that somebody gave me for why I needed to watch the anime. And so tying that together with what we've read, I'm like, I think this world is just looping. I think it's looping when Haruhi gets bored.
It's an endless loop.
Yeah, so that's my big prediction. Yoku?
I'm not gonna make a prediction
Oh,
because
that's true.
because I do know a little bit of things. It's kind of fuzzy and wuzzy in my head, but I do remember
Tiny
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy
Fuzzy
had
Wuzzy
no
had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy wasn't fuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy. No,
Am I
he
able to
was
make
a
a
baldy
prediction?
waldy.
What, Dazzle? No, you can't make a prediction.
No.
Okay, I'll make
No.
a prediction based on something I don't know because the light novels aren't finished yet, and using references from this.
The light novels aren't finished yet? So it's not
Nope.
over yet?
Nope.
How many light novels are there?
12.
How
Yeah.
many seasons of the anime are there?
2.
2 and a movie.
In a movie. Okay,
It doesn't cover all the light novels.
Jazza, you can give this prediction, but no, I have full power to ban you.
If I say anything out of line, you can cut me off.
Do it.
Okay?
Just do it right now.
I don't know if you're gonna. Okay, I got this. Okay, I don't know if
Okay.
it's gonna be out of line, but
I think that the center of the universe is not Haruhi, but it's Kion.
That's crazy.
that is interesting.
Because Kion is the one that gives her the thoughts in the 3 years. Kion is the one that gives her the image to make a club. Kion is basically the one who Haruhi trusts the most and who believes in the most.
So Kion is like this unmoving sun, and then Haruhi is like the moon, and they're both involved with the earth, but they're both separate from the earth.
Ooh,
Something like that.
you just
Poetic.
that was incredibly smart.
Don't do it.
But yeah, so I think that, I think it's more Kion is the center of the universe, not Haruhi.
That's an interesting.
That is interesting.
That is an interesting opinion.
I appreciate that opinion, and I'm excited to find out if that's true.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, let's give our final thoughts and ratings, and then we will announce what we are reading next week.
Lint?
Huh?
Lint in there?
There was like just this Fuzzy that was just like really mesmerizing.
Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Fuzzy Wuzzy was a bear. Fuzzy Wuzzy had no hair. Fuzzy Wuzzy.
Okay, let's do it.
Yes. Who wants to go first? Anybody want to go first? I can go first.
Okay.
This is just birthday boy. You can go last. How about that? Yes.
Lucky.
I really loved the plot, the idea of the plot, and like you were saying, Dodger, the physics and the idea about this entire world revolves around this girl who isn't aware of it, and so she makes changes unconsciously to the world, but because she has these wants, but she also has rational thoughts, and so it's just this very interesting concept to me with the timelines and physics and everything that happened. But I didn't enjoy the characters, and I couldn't get invested enough to find out what happens to them. And so that really brought it down for me. I think this isn't going to stop me from watching the anime, so that is a good thing. But personally, so the plot idea is going to raise it, and then the characters are going to bring it down a little bit. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 because I don't think it was horrible. I think it was good, and it was a good slice of life. Like, it was a nice slice of life, and it did make me laugh quite a few times. But it was a nice slice of life with another layer on top that I thought was really good. So I'm not going to say it was horrible because I don't think it was. It just was not up to my enjoyment level. So I'm going to give it a 6.5.
I'm going to give it a very different score.
That's fine!
I loved it. I had so much fun with it. I thought it was really cool, and I'm really excited to watch the anime.
Uh-huh.
Regardless of whether I continue reading the manga or not, which it sounds like after I watch the anime, I won't really care to. But having gone into it expecting something haphazard and winding up with a story that is still very strange, but very well put together and very interesting, I was very pleasantly surprised, and I'm going to give it an 8.
Nice.
So.
I think this is the first time you and I have had such differing scores on
No,
something.
isn't that crazy?
Normally
we're like around the same.
I like we're changing it up a little.
That's
Good
a whole
for us.
1.5 point difference.
1.5 difference? Is that what you said?
A 1.5 point difference.
Oh, okay.
I
was like, Yoku, that's not math.
I know how to do math.
I do math.
I know math.
I know math. Yoku.
All right, Yoku, it's your turn.
All right. It's kind of hard because I need to rate it without rating or putting like the anime in mind.
Yeah.
So without putting the anime in mind, just based off this manga and how I felt just reading it and the enjoyment that I got from it, like Aaron said, characters definitely kind of bring it down a little bit because they weren't the highlight. The art kind of brings it down a little bit for me as well because I just didn't feel as much emotion or through the facial expressions as I wanted to, because they could have used that many times more than they did, and but that crazy story and how it just blows your mind definitely raises up the score. So I'd probably go with. It's kind of hard, but I'd go with the 7. It's like it's average. It's an average manga. I can't say it's horrible. I can't say like, oh, you shouldn't read this because like it's like the worst thing out there. It's something I could be like, yeah, you should check out. Go watch the anime. Like that's better to go watch the anime. But if you don't want to watch the anime, if you want to just like kind of read like something on the bus or whatever, just read. Except you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, when the crazy stuff happens. But I think 7 is a good score. So yeah,
That's fair.
I'm somewhere in the middle between you guys, I guess. With the score.
That's right. Get in the middle, Yoku.
Urza?
I'm gonna try and say it deserves a 5.
Is that? No, it's not.
Is that it?
I was gonna say, is that your lowest? It's not though.
No, it deserves a 5 because on one hand, the concepts are there, the plot is there, and everything that makes Haruhi good is kind of there. But on the other hand, you've got some art that just doesn't look as good. You've got characters which are pretty much melted down from ice to water and thrown into the ocean, so you can't even notice that they're there anymore. And
Damn.
It's just everything that makes Haruhi
That
amazing
analogy.
isn't there. But everything that makes Haruhi fantastic is, if that makes sense.
What would you rate the
Oh, it
manga
makes
if you
sense.
didn't take the anime into consideration? Would you give it the same rating?
I'd probably give it about a 6.
6.
Because only because when I think about it, I wouldn't have known the plot, so I'd be a little bit more interested.
Mm-hmm.
But because I know the plot so well,
Yeah.
and I can pinpoint the differences in everything, I know where you've gone wrong, manga.
Yeah.
It just, I know how they could have done it differently and how they could have done it better.
That makes sense.
My enjoyment level of it, though, was about a 4-ish. 3. I'm going to give it a 3. Probably out of 3.
Damn.
Wow.
Mainly Mainly because I didn't enjoy reading it all that much. Yeah, I just can't say I didn't enjoy the beginning. The ending was alright, but that's probably more because I had Crispin Freeman through my head at the end.
Crispin Freeman was reading to me.
And yeah, I just didn't enjoy reading it. So
Yeah. Okay, that's fair.
Go watch the animated and read the light novels. That's my recommendation.
Does Crunchyroll have both seasons of the anime?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, but it doesn't have the movie.
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't have the English dub.
Crispin Freeman, where are you?
So
Crispin!
you can go
Oh my
find
God.
the English dub on really expensive sets somewhere.
I want Brooke, I want you to do that whenever Crispin Freeman goes on stage. I just want you to pop up and be like, Crispin! Crispin!
And then there's like an electric guitar solo.
No, I'll have the electric guitar. I'll like pull out a giant speaker. Crispin!
Shred out.
Down.
It's like, what's happening?
Happening. Don't worry, we'll set this up for Anime Expo. We'll invite him to our panel.
Oh my god, yes.
Crispin, where are you?
Crispin!
Because
The whole panel will just sit there and just yell his name until the
Can you sign my Haruhi Blu-ray?
I got my Durara stuff. Can you sign it for me? Oh my god. Okay, moving on so we can wrap this up. What are we reading next week? Dazzle, will you read the description for us and we will have our lovely chat guess?
Yeah, by the way, this is my pick. This is my
Because
Because
it's your
Yoku's
birthday next.
and we
Yeah, it's
also
my
have a
birthday.
very special guest joining us
yeah.
too.
Okay.
I was like, Daz, are you eating your glasses? What is happening?
Kakeru Kurosawa is an antisocial junior high school student. He really associates with his classmates and he looks down on them. But his behavior is topped off by a certain bad habit. His closely guarded secret. Every day after school, he sneaks into the rarely used girls' toilet on the 3rd floor and masturbates in the stall.
I didn't mean to do that. I was like rooting and then I slowly got...
You're rooting, were you?
I was rooting because I was excited and then my hand just started. It was natural. I'm sorry. Go on.
Anyway, Kakeru's shadowy routine remains undisturbed until one day when a diminutive girl from his class, Aya Kitahara, almost discovers him. Their meeting becomes a coming-of-age story. With blackmail, bullying, revenge, heartbreak, and ultimately redemption and climax.
Yes.
Oh my god,
Oh.
it's
I
like Fun
love
City.
it.
This is-
Omega Otaku 823 got it already.
Yeah. The name of the series is called Masturbation Master Kurosawa, which is Onani Master Kurosawa. And
Our special guest, we are reading here. Hang on, I got confused.
yeah, don't find
We're
me
reading all of it.
don't
We're
find me
reading all of
super
it.
weird
Yes.
that I chose this one before you read
It's
it.
weird.
right?
It's hella weird.
Weird,
Yoku, what are you, a creep?
I
Well-
can't wait to reread this.
But we are having
so
a
good.
very special guest joining us next week. It is none other than Mr. Holden. Super excited to have him
From
on.
Holden Reviews.
From Holden Reviews. Super excited to have him join us. I talked to him, I first started talking to him about coming on MangaPod months ago. And he goes, okay, well send me when you update the next list and I'll pick one. And Yoku picked this one, and he instantly, Holden was like, that's one of my favorite. I need to read. I'm coming on that one. He was so adamant about it.
I'm coming on that one.
Oh, shut up.
Oh.
No.
This is gonna be next week. It's just gonna be jokes.
It's going to
This
be
is
those
going-
jokes. But yes, so he will be joining us next week, which we're really excited about. We are reading 1 through 31, aka all of it. So,
Yep. all of
holla!
it.
Okay, let's shout out our stuff super duper fast, and then we will wish you guys a good night. Even though we wish we could just stay here all night for you, but forever.
We'll come and go at some stage.
Come and
It's not next week yet, Dazza.
go.
Shut up. Save him.
All right, here, go.
I am HappiLeeErin. I've been your host. You can find myself at youtube.com/HappiLeeErin. I do anime reviews, anime first impressions every season, and Kuroko no Basket episode reviews, sometimes every week, sometimes not. All of the previous manga pods are hosted there, and you can also see me do some mental health awareness stuff. And I have also started doing something called... this isn't the first time I started it back up. Something called Friendly Anime Discussions, which is where I get a friend and we just talk about anime stuff for like an hour, and it's really, really fun. And Dazzle and Dodger have both done one with me, and Mr. Yoku will be doing one with me very soon. So you should go and check that out. If you want to find me on any other sort of social media, I am HappiLeeErin across the board. Tumblr, Twitter, my anime list, even though I don't really use that, I really like Hummingbird a lot more, so you should go and add me on Hummingbird and Crunchyroll profile. I think that's it. Facebook.
Wow. Like a police chase out there.
Starting my life. It's the Nidhogs. Any of you who watch co-optional podcasts. All sirens are now Nidhogs.
Oh my god,
Okay,
that's
sorry,
amazing.
keep going.
Oh no, I'm done.
Oh, okay. Then I'll go. I'm Dodger. I have a gaming channel called youtube.com/presshard-to-continue where I do gameplay, and on Saturdays I do news. Although that hasn't happened in the last couple of weeks. Being fixed, promise. And then I have another channel where I do vlogs and drink coffee and talk to my cats and all that. And that's youtube.com/dexterity-bonus. On all of the socially stuff, I'm at dexbonus, DEXBONUS. And during Erin's live stream, I finally got my hummingbird set up.
Yeah!
There's like,
You can
I only
thank
have
me
like
for that. You can
I only
thank
have
me,
like 4
Hummingbird.
anime listed on there right now because I
And
was
2
like,
of them are Kuroko.
how do I do this? I have like all of the different Dragon Ball Zs. I was like, oh, I've seen all of these. It's good. But I promise I'll fill the rest of that out sometime. And it's active. It's a thing.
Yeah!
Yay. That's it.
Can I say really quick that somebody tweeted the best type of people are dead people, and then somebody replied, that's pretty deep if you think about it.
Dead people are deep.
It made me laugh.
In the ground.
Ah!
That's funny.
Okay.
I like puns.
I just wanted to say that because it made me giggle. Yoku?
All right, you guys can find me on youtube.com/Yokorama Game Talk, where I don't talk about games, I just talk about anime. And mainly on there, I just do kind of anime reviews. I don't really do first impressions. I kind of do first impressions, but I talk about like 25 series in one video. So if you want to find out what anime to watch, just go on there and you'll find something new that's airing that might catch your attention. And also top videos and that shit, you know. And for social media, we got Yokorama Talks at Yokorama Talks. That's Twitter. Hummingbird is just Yokorama, I believe. And my anime list is also Yokorama, even though I don't use it either. But I still want to give it props. I used my anime list for like 7 years, and then I cheated on it with Hummingbird. I feel really bad. Like I just go on there sometimes and just update stuff because
Because you feel bad.
Like, I'm sorry.
I used it for so long. Like it was like part. I always had it open in a tab at one point for like years, and other stuff like Tumblr. That's just I think also Yokorama. Pretty much everything is either Yokorama or Yokorama Talks. So just find me and follow me. I'm done.
That's right.
Are you flirting with our audience, Aaron?
Yeah.
Get all these
Okay.
winky faces.
Okay.
I practice my winks to get them perfect, so I use them any chance I get.
Hi, I'm Dr. Dazza from Fine Nippon. You can find me on youtube.com/Fine Nippon, where I do anime videos such as anime news, such as the new Fate Zero coming out in fall 2014. You can find out more information on my channel. Guys, Fate's still high. Bye, you have to
I
go.
know. Yeah, I saw your video like right before MangaPod. Actually.
So excited! Oh my god!
Right?
Yes.
So you can find out stuff like that, including also in Sailor Moon and other stuff. You can also find me on youtube.com/TheDrDazza, where I've got stuff coming out very soon. I'm just getting stuff prepared and sort of collating stuff and stuff. Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
Got a burp. You can
Nice.
find me on most of my social networks at Dr. Dazza, including Twitter, Tumblr, Hummingbird, and Instagram. And yeah, I think that's it.
Holla.
If you need any links, Ian's doing them. Ian, lovely mod, is doing them in our chat, which is somewhere. Or you can find them all in the description, I assume.
Yeah! And if you would MangaPod, we have a subreddit. It is reddit.com/r/MangaPod. You can find the schedule for upcoming weeks. You can find a thread there to request manga for us to read in the future, and you can find links to all of our stuff on there as well. If you would like to listen to MangaPod while you're on the go, maybe at the gym, maybe, pooping at the gym, maybe doing some stuff in the car, I don't know. You can listen to MangaPod via iTunes. All of the MangaPods are up on there, except for I think the last 2 or 3 or so, but you can go and download all those for
Yeah,
your
if you
needs.
sneaked into your upstairs bathroom, girl bathroom, and you're doing something that you shouldn't be doing in the school, you can listen to MangaPod while doing it.
What do you mean?
I don't get what you mean.
I'm talking about-
elaborate.
What do you mean?
Erin got it right away. It's
Are you talking about
I don't get it.
reading
Masturbation,
the
Yoko?
No, I'm talking about reading the book.
Are you talking about
Yoko, are you talking about
being a masturbation master?
masturbating?
Masturbation master.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Wait, before we go, it's my birthday, so tell me happy birthday on Twitter because I like having my phone go off every 10 minutes.
Aww.
Happy birthday,
Happy birthday, Nathan! Yeah! Everybody go.
21.
21.
Now when you're over here, you can actually drink legally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That's the
Get
most
crunk
important.
with that MangaPod.
Get crunk with that MangaPod IRL at Anime Expo. I shouldn't say that because now they're never going to let us come.
Ah!
Die!
I don't think they'll let
Go.
us come
Get outta
anyway,
here.
especially in the bathrooms.
No!
Oh, stop.
Oh god, stop! Okay,
have to save
thank you
them,
so
we have
much
to save them.
for so thank you so much for watching MangaPod. We will be here. I would say same time, same place, but it's a little bit different now. We'll be here at JustinTV/HappiLeeErin. I'll keep you updated if that switches or anything, but we apologize for that sudden move and all of that stuff. We'll keep you updated with what's going on with that. We really appreciate you guys so much for watching and joining us in chat and in the comments on YouTube. We'll be here next week, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time with special guest Holden as we read Masturbation Master. It's going to be wonderful.
Next week is gonna be our weirdest episode.
Oh god, it's going to be perfect. It's gonna be
Spoiler
perfect.
warning, and that's my prediction.
It's going to be great. You don't want to miss it. So, 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time next week. We love you all so
You
much.
should come along.
Bye. Bye.